a diva. I'm a diva. I'm a diva. I'm a diva.
What's up, my curvy fam? It is the one and only the Diva of Curve, Texas, coming to you all today with, guess what? My very first video of 2021 about weight loss, okay? So I am at my first doctor's appointment for the new year, and I am using this scale as my baseline measurements because it was one of the first, I guess, weight readings I had when I moved to Texas. So for me, it's more of a consistent thing. So yeah, I'm going to be using that today as my baseline reading. I'll come to the doctor typically quarterly, so I will not be measuring every week or weighing every week. I will be doing it probably quarterly, and in between I will be doing my measurements. So I'm super excited. Today's just routine, of course, diabetic type 2 maintenance. So I do come in pretty frequently to get lab work done, check cholesterol, kidneys, all of those things that are typically a big focus with people who have diabetes or obesity. So yeah, getting all that checked, y'all. So make sure you get your cholesterol checked, your A1C, check those lipids, make sure you're checking those kidneys, make sure you're not having any ketones or anything like that in your urine. And also make sure that you are checking that weight. So those are pretty much what I will be getting checked on today. So I'll be back to you guys with what my weight is. I'm not excited, but I need accountability. And so this is going to help me with some accountability. So curvy fam, stay tuned. We're going to see this big old weight. For the first doctor's appointment of the year, let's get this started, guys. So due to COVID, you come in, you check in, get your temperature taken, like so, and then you go to your car and wait for them to call you. So this is the new COVID procedure that takes place when you come to a doctor's appointment. So heading back to my car, waiting on my little phone call. I'm so excited. First doctor's visit of the new year, okay? Here to get some labs done, check my A1C, to check the prescriptions to see if anything needs to be updated. And I'm also here for something else. Oh, just diabetic management care, making sure I don't have any complications, especially with COVID going on. But got some good news today about my weight. I can't wait to share with you all. Say hey, Pimple. All right, we're off, guys. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Okay, guys, so I've gotten home, gotten all glammed up from my doctor's appointment today. And so I really just want to talk to you guys really about the importance of having your routine doctor's visits. It's not as much going to focus on weight loss, even though I would say this visit was pivotal for my weight loss journey, being that it helped me to establish the baseline for my weight loss journey. But what I will say is this visit was more important about making sure you stay on top of your lab works, making sure that you have a connection with your healthcare provider, and also making sure that you have established routines. So for me, again, I am a type 2 diabetic, for those of you who may just be joining. And so what that looks like is my doctor's visits are more frequent than someone who does not have underlying health issues. I typically go about every 3 months, and that's not because it's not controlled, but it is because my blood sugars are so well controlled. And I'm also in the process of working a little more aggressively on weight loss. And this is going to be all natural, so it won't be like any surgeries or anything like that. We are literally just starting to take a more aggressive approach and looking at my diet and exercising, looking at what's working, what's not working, and making sure that it's not affecting my blood sugar too much. So today's visit actually reduced my medication because I was having issues with my blood sugar being too low. Because since July, I've lost almost 20 pounds. I don't know how, because I don't see it. But the scale says that I've lost almost 20 pounds since June. I want to say June or July. And so needless to say, the dosage that I was on was for me being about 20 pounds heavier. And therefore, I'm not eating as much. So my sugars have been dropping low. So this was a perfect time to go and have this conversation with my physician And it was really funny because we were almost done with the visit and I said something, and due to his line of questioning and his inquiry skills, he was able to say, well, why did you have to do that? And per that conversation, he was able to determine, you know what, that dosage needs to be lower. So that's why I think it's super important to have a great relationship with your PPE. Like you need to know that that is a person that you can trust. It's a person that you can be open and honest with, and making sure, and for those of y'all who don't know, it's primary care provider, PCP. So PCP, I said PPE. Too much corona talk. But yeah, for your personal care provider, whether that's a doctor, a practitioner, whatever you're using, make sure that you are comfortable being transparent with them and having conversations, even sometimes when it's hard. Because at one point in time, I had to say something to him because I was like, hey, you're not going to rush me out of this, visit. I still have questions. I know you're on a schedule and I know they give us a certain window of time, but if my questions are not done or they're not answered, I'm going to have more questions to follow up with. But he was fine ever since then. I guess he understood, like, yes, this Black girl cares about her health. And I usually go in prepared with questions. So that's going to be one of my other big points, is to make sure that you're prepared for a visit. Do not go into a doctor's visit ill prepared. You want to get your money's worth, because this stuff is not free. Don't think, even if you do or you don't have a copay, it's not free. You're paying for it. So make the best out of each visit. So when I go in, if I have a tickle in the back of my throat, I'm going to talk about that. If my toenail is crooked, I'm going to talk about any problems that I have, serious or minor, especially since I already have underlying health issues, because something as simple as an ingrown toenail on a diabetic can literally lead to amputations if that gets infected or if it's not properly treated. So do not underestimate those minor things. Make sure, again, you have that rapport, that relationship established. If you cannot trust that provider, or you don't feel like there is that level of respect and comfort, find you another person. Please, there are plenty of doctors that are accepting patients and that will treat you with the respect you need. I cannot emphasize how important that patient, practitioner, doctor, nurse relationship it is. It is super important. And so after that, we did labs, and I normally just get my A1C checked. For those of you who are not familiar with what an A1C is, it is a metabolic glucose reading that goes back up to 3 months. So instead of you just doing the finger pricks like most diabetics do on a day-to-day basis, that only measures your current glucose level right at that time. So if I ate something and I waited 2 hours, that would be the accurate reading for right in that moment. However, that A1C goes back 3 months and it pulls that average blood sugar level. And it usually comes out in a 1.4.5 point, and it goes all the way up to a 14. And so based on that reading, my doctor can tell, how my range has been on a day-to-day. So that A1C was also conducted. I haven't got my results back from that, but I will be sure to list them in the description. Hopefully they're better. Last time, my A1C was elevated. I ain't even gonna say slightly. It was elevated. It was high for me. Normally my A1C is within a 6, which is pre-diabetic range, which is where I like to keep it. But it was elevated, and it normally elevates around the holidays. So around Thanksgiving, Christmas, and my birthday's in November. So it's right after Halloween. So you got Halloween, my birthday cake, then you have Thanksgiving, Christmas. So normally the first reading of the new year is always elevated. But last year was elevated at the wrong time. So yeah, so that was alarming for me, and it was almost at my diagnosis level. So needless to say, I was like, okay, some things have got to change. So that's when we adjusted my medicine accordingly. And since then, like I said, I've lost 15, 20 pounds. So we should see a difference in that A1C. So again, today's visit was mainly just about me going in for that routine check, and also making sure that I got my weight for my baseline. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait to talk to you guys more about my weight loss journey. Guys, I really don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do as far as weight loss. I know that I need to lose weight for obvious reasons outside of just health, but just for mobility, for enjoyment. People always say your weight doesn't stop you, but my weight stops me. I can't speak for anybody else, but my weight definitely does limit a lot of the things that I'm comfortable doing, and limits the amount of time that I'm willing to dedicate to certain things because I'm just exhausted. When you're carrying around this much weight, there's no way that you can be proactive and not be overexerted. And so for me, I just want my comfort of living back. I had got down to like 280. And so right now, I'm 371. Okay, so yes, almost 100 pounds difference. And I can feel the difference. Like, I really can feel the difference. And I think that's what bothers me more than anything, because it would be different if I was never at that weight and didn't know what it felt like. But I know what it felt like. I was just so light. I felt like I had so much energy and life and zeal in me. And I want that back. And so I don't know how I'm going to do it because I haven't set out a plan. I don't have this master plan idea, but I know that some things are going to have to change because God has given me so much grace and so much mercy that I don't have a long list of medications. I don't have a long list of health issues. And there's only so much that I can continue to rely on God to do. I have to be proactive and start making some of the necessary adjustments to my life, because I don't want to use out his grace, y'all. You can't sit up here and use up God's grace and you're not doing your part. So I'm thankful for God for every day, every second, every minute that he has blessed me to continue to live this life and fight this journey. But it is time for the clock to stop. It is time for me to create a different path for myself and for generations to come. And we're going to beat this diabetes thing. You know, it's held on to my family for too long. And I want not only myself, but I want people after me to know that, yes, you might have a history of diabetes in your family, but that does not mean you have to be a diabetic. My brother has a very strict diet regimen, and he, for the first time, I want to say maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, was cleared to get off his diabetic medicine. And so that is what I want for me. That is what I want for the generations to come after me. I want to be able to say, you know what? Diabetes does not have a hold on my family any longer. We are putting healthy practices into place, and we are doing our best at passing those practices down. You know, we pass down grandma's cornbread recipe. We pass down grandma's sweet potato pie recipe, but we need to pass down healthier lifestyle options. Teaching our grandkids and our kids about the importance of diabetes, and not saying sugar, but giving them the facts of what leads to these diseases, because a lot of it's already in our genetic makeup. So we have to do our due diligence to make sure that they are educated and informed. So again, this is a topic I could talk about for hours because it is near and dear to me. But I just wanted to just hop in here for a second, y'all, and let y'all know about my doctor's visit, and to let you know that I'm going to need y'all support. So make sure y'all leave me some love down in the comments, because I am going to need some help, y'all. And give me some suggestions of what has been working for you all. So what has worked, what has not worked, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe so you can catch more content. Because again, this weight loss journey is going to start with or without you. I would like for it to start with y'all, though, because I need y'all right now. So all of my Diva fam, make sure you are subscribed, because I need y'all right now. And tell me what's been working for y'all. So no keto. I'm not doing keto. So don't say keto. Keto's not my thing. I'm not doing keto. I still want to live. I still want to be realistic. So don't say keto. But outside of keto and surgery, what has been something that you noticed that worked? Leave it for me down in the comments. Until next time, peace out, Diva fam. I'll see y'all.
I'm a diva. I'm a diva. I'm a diva. I'm a diva.